All right, happy Wednesday, everyone. Today I wanted to talk with you a little bit about how I have secured brand deals and sponsorships with really being a very, very small creator in a very, very niche space. Hopefully you'll learn something from this video, a little bit about what I do that you can do yourself. More than anything though, I hope this video inspires you. But yeah, let me just kind of share with you a bit about my background if you've not been here before. My name is Matt. I'm a therapist in private practice. I own a group practice, and I also make a lot of videos just like this about how to start, run, and grow private practice. I just talk a lot about private practice. And with that in mind, my niche here on YouTube, or I guess if you call it content creation, is really talking about private practice. And in particular, I really try my best to provide as much information as possible to people that is practical and actionable so that they can run, start, grow a private practice. So that's kind of my space, right? That's kind of the area where I started making content and videos and that kind of thing, right? And recently, over the last 6-7 months or so, and just like a couple of days ago, actually, I signed a contract where I'm going to be making a video for a particular brand, right? I guess you can call this a brand deal or something like that. And if you've watched my channel before, you've seen that I've had different types of sponsored videos. And then, over the course of the last year or two, I have various companies that reach out and ask me to do either like a project or to sponsor a video, some of which I accept and some of which I deny because I'm not going to work with companies or brands that aren't aligned with my own values and the values of the people that I'm really trying to serve, the private practice community, therapists. But what I don't often see is people talking about how you get from a place of really not being able to get brand deals or sponsorships to a place where you are able to do that. And so I wanted to shed some light on that. And another reason why is because a lot of therapists are asking me about side hustles, right? And they inevitably ask about content creation because clearly this is a side hustle that's talked about a lot. But there's a lot of videos out there about, become a content... Become a content creator. It's a side hustle. It's easy, but that's really not very true. And let's be honest, most people don't have time to sit around making YouTube videos for the hope that it does well. And if you look at my channel, my videos are not meant to go viral. They don't get like tens of thousands of views. Very, very small channel, very, very small niche, yet still able to secure these brand deals and sponsorships. But with all that out of the way, let's talk a little bit. I should probably, let me slow down. My mouth is moving faster than my thoughts. All right. With all of that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about how I'm able to do that so you can learn a thing or two. All right. Now, the first thing to keep in mind is that I never started off making content for the sole purpose of getting a brand deal or a sponsorship. Actually, I wasn't really thinking much about it. My whole intention was to be able to teach people what I was learning, right? So that was number one. You don't want to go into this with the intention of getting brand deals and sponsorships. That cannot be your end goal. It just won't work because there won't be enough passion. There won't be enough. There just won't be enough motivation to creep. I don't know what's going on to keep creating content if it's solely for brand deals and sponsorships. All right. Now, with that being said, when you do start to create content for a particular audience, you want to. You're never going to feel ready. You just want to start creating that content. You want to start whatever that might be, right? For me, it's videos. For some people, it might be Instagram, pictures or whatever. Maybe it's maybe it's a book. It could be really anything. But what you want to do is really just start creating consistently. Okay, it doesn't really matter how good it is or, if it's the best thing out there, but it's all a part of a learning process. But what you want to do is just start creating a content for a particular audience. And what you do want to think about, though, is like your content, what you're creating, what problem is it solving? Okay, and I'm going to share with you how this connects to brand deals and sponsorships in a second. But you do want to think about who you're serving, what purpose you're serving and what value your content is providing to people, right? So when I was first thinking about making videos, it wasn't just because I liked making videos, but it was really because I identified a need in this space. I saw a lot of people wanted to go into private practice, but yet many were really scared. And then there wasn't much actionable practical stuff out there on YouTube, right? So I was like, oh, I can provide some value here. And so that's what I started to do. And I wasn't able to do that with my first video or even the second video. And in fact, I'm still learning. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, what content resonates the most and provides the most value. So you don't want to wait for that answer. That's something you're going to be constantly thinking about and changing and adapting. But the point is that when you are making content, you want to do it consistently and you want to always be trying to figure out that answer. Now, once that starts to happen, which it will, right? If you really try to solve problems for a particular group of people that you feel like you can serve, you'll eventually start to come across ways in which you can help through either the video or the content you're making. And once you start to do that, you want to keep doing it. You want to do it consistently. Now, that part also, it's not just about creating the content, but it's also about pushing it out as well. Not in an aggressive way or a salesy way, but in a really genuine way, right? So if you, for example, I made a video about how to start a private practice in 6 steps. And what I would do is, like, if I saw people on forums asking about it, I would share the video. If people had questions, my old colleagues, I'd share the video. And because I thought it would genuinely help people. And I think it did. So you also want to kind of push your content out as well and really try your best to help people and answer them with your content, because that's the point of why you're making it. And then eventually what will happen is you will build enough credibility in that space. So for me, it's with therapists in private practice, right? If you're a baker or you're a woodworker or something, right? And you're trying to build credibility in that space, once you've made enough content that is of value to people, then you are really going to be able to build that credibility. And that right there, when you have credibility and you have, in some regards, an audience, right, that is willing to listen to what you have to say, not because you're salesy or forceful, because you've shown them that you can help them. This is where you're going to start to see brands and different companies or whatever offering to sponsor you, and that is because they recognize, one is you have an audience, no matter how big or how small, but you've built up I guess that's the best term for it, an audience, because you've shown yourself to be credible. And so often what happens is the brands that want to work with you are brands that are also in that space, right? So typically when I get reached out to, it's usually a company in the private practice space, right? And what they'll usually ask, or want me to do is kind of talk either about their product and how it can help, or they want me to collaborate with them on a project, right, in that regard. Now, that doesn't just happen overnight, but it's been slowly, consistently building a database of value basically over time, right? And so I just wanted to encourage you with that today. If you're thinking about a side hustle or you're thinking about creating content, this is the way you should really think about it, at least in the beginning, right? I know it might seem glamorous or glorious to have brand deals and sponsorships and all that kind of stuff, but it really isn't about that at all, although people want to know how to get there. That's really the only reason I'm making this video. It's because people want to know, how do you go from not having a YouTube channel to having one that, is able to secure these kinds of things. And that's exactly how. Quite simple. Consistency, answering people's problems, and by answering people's problems, providing value. And if you can work on those things, inevitably you'll get better at it over time, and you certainly will build an audience that wants to hear what you have to say because you're solving problems for them. And once that begins to happen, you will then have the opportunity for sponsorships and collaborations. I can guarantee you that. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was a little rambly, I'm sorry. I just thought of the idea and wanted to create this. But yeah, hopefully this is helpful. I would love to know. Leave a comment down below. But until next time, I'll look forward to you. This is just not going well today, the talking. But if I I've usually never have problems ending the video, but today I'm stumbling my words. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.